try it out Thursday. Apparently, I need to try out how to use my microphone. Or if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But that's a microphone difficulty. Wish you could just go one day without it. So today we're just going to kind of figure out new stuff. So we started off with taking a look at what we originally wanted to do in the Contacts app and see if there was any new tools that I haven't experimented with that we can try out. So I looked here, we have the Azure SQL database. We've done that already. Did the web apps. We haven't done API management, so I kind of want to try that one. We've done blob storage. We will do CDN probably next Monday, Tuesday. We're already doing AD and Azure Key Vault. Could be an option, but I've already played with it, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I think at the bottom of the outline, we have a list of like future stuff. Let's see if there's anything on the future stuff list that we haven't done yet. There are the Blazor client, which I don't want to play with now. React Native I've done before. Ionic client, we could try that. And maybe some new WinForm stuff. Already using Azure, I got SQL database, we got everything in this list already. Ooh, Terraform scripts. I do want to do that, but not today because I know it's installed. But I do want to do that. And then maybe AWS Dynamo, but I have to sign up for an account for that. I haven't done that yet. So let's look at API management since we have our API out there. Let's go to our products, and I think it's under developer tools. Nope. Is it under compute? Nope, I don't know where it is. So let's do this, y'all. I could have just did a find there, but API should be only one search result. API management. What API management allows us to do, based on my understanding, is we can kind of put a buffer between all the callers and our APIs and kind of do load balancing and that kind of stuff. It also allows us to do routing and expose what we want and set up IP filters and rate limiting and all that cool stuff. Not that we need it for this application, for the context application, but it's in there. So let's see what we need to get started with it. Improve API discoverability, transform your existing services, help secure your API. Get started. Okie dokie. So let's go to the docs. The first page of features are usually useful, to me at least, because it's all the marketing fluff and I just want to see how I can use it. So get instant access, review the documentation, and create it. So the first thing I normally do is go straight to pricing, just to see how much it is. And I think I looked at this before, and the cheapest one was around $50. So let's see. So US West 2, and let's just do by a month because the hourly is rough. So if we look just for consumption, which we could probably get away with this API, it's $3.50 after the first million. So we could probably do that. A non-production use is $48, and then basic, very entry level, which gives you 2 servers. This I'd probably do for CodeCamp, which is $150 a month. Lot. That is a lot of money. Let's blow through my basic budget with it. I'm just reading all the other details. around it to see if I want to get started. Probably want to bet around maybe when I start showing the CodeCamp site up here that I want to put a little bit more controls around. We'll look at that. So you're out today. What about deployment slots? That's something we can use. So let's go to App Service and take a look at our deployment slots. Let's look. There. Let's try that one. Just want to get to this general area and then we can do it. Let's see. Deployment slots are essentially when you have an app service like we have hosted for the contact application, we have essentially two containers. One container is, and what I mean by container, one spot, they call it slot, think of it as a server. One that you can store stuff in, and then another one that you can store stuff in. What you do is you typically deploy to, let's say, this one. Get my hands on the screen. You deploy to this one, and then this one's running in production. You're testing this one out, and when you're ready, you kind of just swap them out. So that's what I kind of want to do, because right now when we do a deployment from the contacts application, it kind of just dies while we're deploying. Granted, it's only a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds for it to deploy, but in a real world application, you don't really do that. So let's see where the doc takes us. App with database, custom containers, host RESTful API, secure domain, add CDN. We're going to come back to you at some point. Concepts, deployment best practices. Let's try that. Why not use plain text off over HTTP? How did you ring the bell? What bell did I ring? I didn't hear a bell. Is there a bell? Oh. All right, I got to get a better habit of watching the chat. Plain text over HTTPX. What do you mean by that? Be a little bit more specific. Like if you have just a secure connection to your server, just sending text out there, like in the URL or body. Oh, okay. So you're asking why I did that or how to do that? Can do that. I mean, for the Desert Code Camp site, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. We have an HTTP certificate, an SSL certificate, and then we just send the user ID password over. Primary reason why I use Active Directory in the contacts application is more so, one, I don't have to manage user ID passwords. When the code camp comes up or I start opening it up, I do get a lot of questions for password resets. If I get 50 emails in a week, 48 of them are probably I need help with my user account because I can't remember. So when I built the contacts application, I tried to use the Active Directory for two different reasons. One is eventually users, so a user can sign in. Like if we go to our sample application, which is that, give it a second to start up. You don't have to actually use Azure Active Directory. I'm just doing it because it tied in well and it's kind of free with an Azure account. You get a basic directory, but it also allows the user to log in with anything. You can actually have this be Facebook login, Microsoft Hotmail login, Gmail, pretty much any major social mechanism. The way I'm doing it here uses the Microsoft Identity Library, which just kind of handles all that for you. The other reason for it is because this is hosted in Azure, it has the ability to use what's called RBAC or role-based access security or role-based access credentials, something like that. And that allows you to secure your apps even more between each other. So the last couple of days, we've been playing around with getting Blob storage working where we can store our contact images. So wait the cookies because there's a known bug that I want to fix this weekend. I go and click on contacts. And yes, this does OAuth Providers. Oh, I broke it in. Let's just try this out. I think that's this. Oh, I haven't published a new version yet that fixed that bug. Well, yes, it does use OAuth Providers. So if we come here and look at our Azure Active Directory, right now I'm just using the Hotmail one because I have a Hotmail, but I also have Gmail and all the others. If you go to external IDs, we can register Facebook, Google, all them together. I just haven't done it yet, but it makes it easier. They handle all the identity management. So if you're looking at something like Auth0 or Okta, those agencies do that as well as work with local Active Directory. If you're hosted in Azure, this just kind of makes it easy together. And to be all honest, it's free-ish for me because of being an MVP. But here I can go and add Google and Facebook, so I can sign up for a Google application and a Facebook application, and people can log on here externally. But at the same time, for our apps, if I look at the app registrations, I can control different apps and what they have access to. So here I built a storage library for working with Azure Blob storage. So this are the credentials for that Blob container that allow me to go and test it out. Actually use it. This is the test. And then I could assign other permissions for other applications. If I look here, you'll see a lot more are not necessarily in here, but I have the ability, if I go over to the storage, this one, using the role-based access, I can set who has permissions what. So if I look here, these happen to be applications, but if I knew your account, your email address that I can give you permission to that and only using the Azure directory. So there's a couple different reasons for it. Not that I'm pushing it or anything, but it just makes it a lot easier. If I look at the CodeCamp site, I'm pulling up something on the screen, so bear with me for a second. because I manage the users and the credentials, they're all hashed. So I don't know what the passwords are. But it does cause some challenges. So where's my SQL? Oh, I deleted the ones, but I used to have a folder here of just the queries to run to clean up users, reset passwords, and stuff like that. But I built a lot of that into the website. But if you go and let's see, we are in the website under user. There's a change password, default, edit, forgot login. This one gets used a lot. Remove me. When you have the Azure authentication and their OAuth provider takes care of all that, so I can get rid of a lot of this, which is the ultimate goal. Want to be able to just come in and log in like you would if you went to Gmail or Facebook or any application. You want the user to have to remember another set of credentials. It was a very long-winded explanation. Hopefully that explained it for you. Let's see. So where were we? I wasn't going to do API management. You're welcome. I'll probably fix that, but I'm going to do that over the weekend. Looked at API management. That wasn't going to work. Did docs. Oh, multi-container. Oh, cool. I do want to convert the app to Docker just to see how to do that, but that's not where we're going for. We want to look at multi-deployment or deployment slots in the app service. Let's check deployment slots. Which tech comments, suggestions, criticism? Yes, of course. This is a learning thing. I'm open to anything. Fire away. Deployment. Locked. I can't see it. Click on my green, right above my head, right there. Talking about that one. Oh crap! You know what it is? My green screen moved. Hold on. Now it should be gone. Give it a second for the screen to refresh, but it's you can't. Well, actually, if I turn off the green screen, you can see it. But where are you? Yeah. Are you saying the green screen is just distracting? I have been playing around with the lighting. It also really depends on like what color shirt I'm wearing. Oh, yeah. These aren't clipped right. Yeah. I have it, so that's my fault. I have it set too high. So it's super mobile now. I am going to Lowe's / Home Depot, hopefully over the weekend, and buying a more sturdy stand. So full disclosure, let's see if we can see it here. So it's only on a tripod. You can see right here. And if it's up high enough, it's super close to my desk just so I can block out the lights above, which are right, I don't know if you can see those right there. So just trying to get the lighting just right. So I finally got the set up the way I want it. Now I'm going to mess around with the lights. I've even tried separate lights on the side. Alexa, turn off office lights to try and light me differently so I don't have that halo effect. My headrest is blue, which is terrible. So I might actually flip the green screen around because it's blue on the other side. So I am going to try that next this weekend. Alexa, set office light to 50%. So I think if I do that with the blue background, which with the blue side to this, it'll block out my camera. So for my headrest. All good ideas. And then I got a different camera that I'm going to try mounting so it's not bouncing. And then I just want to get rid of this headrest too. So behind is going to probably flip over this weekend, tweak the lighting a little bit. I moved the microphone to get better audio. So technically I've been doing this for 4 months now, and every other couple of weeks I kind of fine tune it. Also, even the color shirts I'm wearing, I noticed that some colors, like this one, tend to work better. But if I wear like a darker blue shirt, it messes up the lighting. So, but thank you. If there's any others, feel free to leave them here or, send me feedback. You have my email address, I believe. If not, it's right there at the bottom. Cool. Let's see. So where were we? I didn't find the deployment slots. I know it's in here. Let's see if it's in this deploy. Deploy the app, set deployment. There it is. Create staging environments. You deploy your app to Web App, Linux, Mobile Backend, Azure App Service. You can use deployment slot instead of the default production slot when running. Standard, premium, or isolated. Deploying your app to non-production slot has the following benefits. You can validate the app changes state before swapping it. Deploying an app to a slot first and swapping in production makes it instance. Oh, cool. Pretty good. So the app must be running in standard, premium, which I think I have. Let's try that out. So let's go and look for this one, which is home. I want to switch you back to dark because it really messes up the colors. Goes. All that whiteness just shines on the head, which makes the green screening a lot different too. So let's start with the web. So actually, I think I have to do it at the app service level, which is, where are you? Coding with JoeG. Not in my recents. Why are you not in my recents? Let's go and take a look at the resources. That. So you watch this through YouTube and not Twitch? I've been thinking about kind of doing a simultaneous stream to both just to try it out. Is the software supports it. Where are you? App service. Oh, they're both app services. I guess I could have did there. Probably missed it. So let's go to scale out app service. Oh, let's check to see what kind we have. So it's running. Location is that. App service plan shared. That is why it won't work. It's on the shared plan. So we're gonna have to go and change that. Scale up. I think we do it there. Gonna tell me that I don't have the right plan for it. Yeah, because we have dev task. We're in a D1 and we need at least a standard plan. Right. Let's go and take a look. Yes, you. App services, add deployment slot. If your app is in standard, premium, or isolated. Standard, premium. I don't see those. Guessing that is additional pricing tiers. Let's there's a standard one, $73 a month. Oh, cool. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're learning something and enjoying my suffering at times. The 5 days of trying to get Azure storage working, which was, or at least with authentication, that was a problem. Turned out I just had local configuration wrong most of the time, but it's been a learning experience, which is what I like. So the cheapest one here in standard is $73 a month. S2, S3, PV1, PV2, PV3. Thank you. Cool. Thank you. You can use the encouragement. There has been a ton of viewers with it lately, so. But I'm not doing it for the viewers. I'm doing it more for me. It's practice speaking, and I learn stuff. And if people watch it, even if they watch the YouTube videos, that's totally fine. So I'm going to switch to this bad boy for now. That will allow the scaling and everything else that we want. Yep, now you can hear me. So OBS just died. It just ended. I had internet connection and everything. It just disappeared. So I'll have to check the event log. Let's see. I hope you're keeping it up after you pass the first hurdles of learning broadcasting. Yes. 3 months in, I plan to keep doing this for a while. If you've been watching the stream, you notice a couple little tweaks. Like I have the bottom bar here now, right below here. And I've changed my face a little bit to take up more space because I've gotten feedback that it was too small. Generally increase the font size usually. So I'm tweaking, getting better as it goes. One day I'll be as glorious as Jeff Fritz is with his stream. But it takes time. I learn what works for the lighting, and everything else. So we applied this now, and I should be able to add slots to it now. So let's go and check where the slots are. Yeah. Although who knows, maybe I'll get one of those things and I'll just maybe rent out my forehead with all the baldness and the different logos here to, for selling stuff, or where find some niche, whether it's a beard or a hat or something, to set it apart outside of the quality content, of course. Where are my deployment slots? Oh, deployment slots right there under the word deployment, Joe. So we have the production one, which gets 100% of the traffic. If you haven't added any deployment slots, click here to get started. Let's add a slot. Oh man, do I have to actually give it a full name? Coding with JoeG. Oh, it already has that part. So let's just do test. Oh, let's do test. It gives us a full URL -test, clone settings from there. Click add. And it's that easy. I'm always weary of clicking YouTube videos. I don't want to get rickrolled. I'll watch it up after this, after I got to combine the two streams of data. Fabulous Baker Boys, Miracle Hair. Okay, cool. So now we have that. Oh, it's easy. It's just a swap. Oh man, that was super simple. All I have to do is change our build scripts now to go there. So let's open up the code. And then we should change our build scripts to deploy here. Then we will swap. Writers loading in the background, although I technically could go and probably do that here. Action. Deploy. See. Oh, it doesn't give you the ability to edit right here. At least it says easy. In Azure, you can edit it right on this site within the pipeline. I'm kind of glad that they don't do it, so I don't take any shortcuts of editing the file here. And I thought there was a way that I could do it. View workflow file, that's what I wanted. There it goes. So Azure Web App Package Path. We got that. Job builds. This is what I want. So the publish file might need to change. So let's see. That should be under properties, I think. You'd be able to pull notes up there. It's in Deployment Center. Continuous deployment. Not authorized. It is authorized. Well, unless this does it automatically. I want it to run our scripts. So it's not what I want. So let's go here. Click on this. Gives me a deployment slot, which means I need to get a publishing profile for it. I'm going to pull this off screen for a minute because I don't remember if it shows anything. Publishing profile. Nope. Doesn't show anything. It just saved a file for me locally. So let's go back to GitHub. There is a secret in there. So I think that's in the security center if I remember correctly. Nope. Settings and then user secrets. Hey man, thanks for coming. Web app publishing profile. Let's see if I hit update. Cool. I can just update it here. And that should. So let me go and don't want to update you because I didn't download you. I do want to update you. And this is going to have to come off screen because I have to copy from a file. So let's pull up Windows Explorer, go to my downloads folder, copy that out. And again, I'm doing that off screen. So stare at the lovely error for a minute while I hit that. Okay, now I need to start up Notepad or something. Notepad. Pulling up Notepad on a different screen now, so I can just edit the file and paste it in the secret. Update. Okay, cool. So it was updated. Now the way to really test it out is I need to put a change in here. So Writer should be open on my other screen. So let me look at contacts application. Pull that onto screen here. And Writer is detecting the Git executable. It's still loading. Switch my monitor configuration so everything loads up on a different monitor now, which is good but bad at the same time because it takes a lot longer. It's a lot bigger monitor and full screen. Oof. Big. So let's see here. I'm just going to make a change in the code. Let's go. I noticed a typo in the Git repo for it. So let's go and fix that. Actually, technically, you don't even need Writer for that. Let's go and terminal for it. Terminal. PowerShell. Disload and go to CD projects / contacts. Get pulled because it looks like it's dirty. Shouldn't be dirty. Do anything to it. It's not. Must be just because I opened up Writer. And then code dot. I just opened up this folder because I want to change to one of the files. Spelling error that I caught on the main site. Which there's an update. The README file, I believe, had a spelling error here. Yep, there's missing parentheses there. Or not there. One of these is missing one. CDN docs. So API manager is missing one. And that was it. Everyone else has two. So let's kind of put these in order in which they're done. Delete you, save you, and then let's go back to here and do a git add dot git status. Make sure that that one file is there. The other is the XML. About that one. Git commit -m fix user spelling error. Git push. Now, if this works, which And we should have here, this should be building now, which it is. We got our little yellow squiggly guy. And let's go and look at the details of that one. Once it pushes, it should update the API and then update the web deployment, the test one, because that's where I updated publishing file. So right now there is nothing. And let's see if there's a way to validate that. I think I can view the files through advanced tools in the Kudu or Kodu tool set. And I should be able to take a look at the files through tools. No, through the file explorer somewhere here. Files. There it is. Yep, it just has the site, nothing else. So it should have a lot more here once this is done. And to make sure, let's go back to Context Web. Take a look at files. Go to Advanced Tools. Go. Loading. Let's double check on you and see what you're doing. Go in progress. Takes a little bit to build the app. No, it's deploying it now. Deployed the web app. Now it's deployed the web app, so it's deploying the web API. So we should actually see files there. This looks oddly familiar. So let's go and see on our deployment slots what it looks like. And no real way to tell. Nope, I'm guessing that's going to tell if I did any swapping, which I didn't do. How do I know if it actually happened? I guess I could swap. Oh, I could actually go to this URL, but I didn't change anything. I really wouldn't know. This is at least a test. Do it. In theory, this site should fully load now. And I don't have anything to prove that it's different. And it's loading, which is good. Okay. So we know it's working. And the reason why we know it's working is because this is failing because we copied over all the settings. And one of the settings is the redirect URL. So I have to update the settings for this, which is in configuration to point to the new location for test. So that is this one, I believe. Use edit. Oh, that should work. Oh, okay. Okay. So it is. So this is not set through here. This is set through the app registrations that we create for it. So if we go to, I think it's in another domain. Yeah, it's in another. I really got to fix that too, because it causes so many more problems. And some resources in one subscription and some in another, and it just gets messed up. So here we have the registered application as MVC. We're going to need an MVC test with it, because within here it has the authentication pointing to JoeG contacts-web, and that didn't match. So we would have to do both here and there. So I'm going to have to create a new application for us to try it out and validate it. So, and that's going to take a little bit more than a minute, and I'm already a bit over for liking. So at least got the deployment slots working. It might be a stream thing now to kind of clean it up and have us go through it. Hopefully you got something out of it. I learned that deployment slots are super easy to do. Now we just have to figure out, I guess the swapping is just a matter of clicking that button. That's all I got. Any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to reach out to me on any one of social media or my address, which is jwidagno@hotmail, or anything that you see on this screen. Hope to have a great day.